Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ground Tactician the Civil War, where we're playing the Union career mode. Last episode we got in command of the army of Northwestern Virginia and we also achieved a minor victory against our enemy. So let's find out what we can achieve today. We can see that the Confederate army is still holding up around Manassas Junction, but the majority of them do not seem able to move. And we can see that these units are recovering rapidly. Unfortunately, some of our own units are still unable to maneuver, while other parts of our army are recovering. If possible, I want to send the 1st Division up. They are supposed to capture this supply depot and then rush back to our own lines. We currently do not have the manpower available to outflank the enemy completely. But I hope that with these supplies secured, we will have a much easier time replenishing our units. And we can see that the enemy is approaching. We now need to send our soldiers back and hope that the enemy cannot catch us out. Let's also order the men. Nope, we cannot order a force march. How is the enemy so quick? Well, these are some terrifying news. The enemy has catch us. They have 15,000 soldiers at their command, while we at the beginning only have 2,600. Let's hope we can hold out until our reinforcements arrive and maybe finish the enemy off. Today is July 8th, 1862. Our scouts report that the enemy is near Aldie, Virginia, and our army is preparing for battle. We are facing the army of Potomac under command of Maxcy Gregg with strength of some 5,000 men and 11 guns. The enemy army is battle experienced and their morale is reported to be eager. Reports indicate that their supply situation is outstanding. The supply state of our own army is outstanding as well. Before we start the battle, let me fill you in on the current situation. The enemy has set up over on this field and their most likely way to approach us is over here over the island fort or alongside this road. This would lead the enemy directly to our prepared breastworks. We have built up a strong defensive line over here with all of our artillery centered behind them. To our north, the militia brigade is guarding this crossing and they're getting support by this division over here. And further to the south, we have a couple soldiers prepared for an ambush. If the enemy attacks in large force over here, we would have to withdraw, but if the enemy tries to approach over this road, we can easily outflank them over on this river line. And we are about to find out which way the enemy is going to approach. For now, they're marching down the road by New Market and around Bald Hill. They have cavalry scouts moving alongside the island fort. This might be working exactly as planned. The next units are marching up alongside the island fort, meaning that we might have to withdraw these defenders while we still can. But for now, let's wait and figure out how this is going to turn out. 6 Alabama and more forces are marching up. I'm going to prepare the withdrawal of these units. This division has to leave first. And these men over here need to approach to the enemy so that we have an easier time to fall back. It is a shame that we cannot contest them in crossfire, but if they focus the majority of their force over here, these men will completely be outmatched. And we need to avoid that any way possible. Let's also get some artillery up. This way we can hopefully secure fire superiority over the enemy. We can see that they're sending more forces over the island fort and that the 2nd South Carolina is coming up in the hope of outflanking us. Let's get these men into safety. We have cavalry that is guarding our rear. And it looks like these brigades can march north soon. Our soldiers are opening up fire. We can see that the 56th Virginia is coming up. And the withdrawal of our soldiers works quite well. Let's now get these soldiers into a defensive position. And yes, we can see that they are starting to outflank us, meaning that it was a good decision to order our soldiers to withdraw. It looks like the majority of their army is going to attack us from the north. Where is this unit marching? I did not order that. We are currently reconciling with our forces. Let's hope that then they are not going to do something as foolish as that. And you are not going to be allowed the initiative in this battle anymore. And order your soldiers to fire on long range. Let's at least hope that we can finish off this unit before the enemy sends more forces into our rear. We can see that some of them are coming up. We order to attack the enemy. But I'm also need to send some of our forces back already. The enemy is preparing to charge our lines, and currently we have a massive hole in them. These men need to advance. We need to finish off this unit while we still can. Enemy reinforcements are approaching, and that fast. Over here we can see that the cavalry has stopped moving. Our forces over here are trying to set up, and more enemy forces are coming up to cross the river. Let's hope our guns make it out of this dangerous situation. 56 Virginia is trying to withdraw, and we are sending more forces out to help. We can see more enemy columns marching up over here, and enemy artillery. The 2nd Mississippi Battery is also setting up. Let's order our 10-pounders to focus on counter-battery fire. At least those that we can put up. Now, let's get the man back into safety. Fresh orders have been given. Let's hope that our soldiers are withdrawing in time. The enemy is coming up, and we might have a problem if our soldiers do not get out of the battle line. These men, get forward and protect our rear. Over here, more soldiers have left their post unauthorized. And we can see that the Washington artillery is coming up. Meaning that we have more target practice for our artillery line. Everyone who can, focus on counter-battery fire. And over here, these 6-pounder field guns are setting up on the enemy flank. Let's get some more firepower ready. And we should have an easy time driving back the 2nd South Carolina. These artillery pieces still need to set up on the enemy flank. And we can see that enemy artillery bombardment is starting to hit us. Some enemy forces are trying to get across. The 27th Pennsylvania is still in the water. They have not followed orders to withdraw. Come on, man, retreat. I know it is a very tempting position. But we need to build our battle line back up. We still have our reserves over here, and I hope that we can use them soon. Come on, man, face the enemy. We can see that the enemy artillery is starting to shell our positions. Let's hope our counter battery fire can silence them soon. Come on, man. Put up the counter battery fire. We have the enemy batteries out in the open. We should be able to destroy them. And our battle line is almost set up again. Very good. We have driven back the 2nd South Carolina. And we can see that more enemy forces are coming up. They are now also starting to take a few casualties. Let's get our soldiers back into the safety of the woods. The 6-pounder field guns have been deployed. And our soldiers are able to shell the enemy whenever they try to cross. I still believe we still need some help over here. Let's mobilize our cavalry. We can see that an enemy unit is trying to march up, the 27th Georgia, and we can see that the 51st Virginia is trying to outflank us from the north. Our artillery is opening up the bombardment, and we can see that the Washington artillery suffered 3 casualties, while the Mississippi battery suffered 13. These men are now starting to get outflanked. Let's order them to fall back just a little bit. Our soldiers are able to put it onto the enemy. And we can see that more of their forces are approaching. The majority of them is not focusing on our south side. And I think now is the best opportunity that we have to send these forces forward. For the moment we are only sending them up to the river line to allow the enemy to trickle in. Then we're going to slam their flank and hopefully deliver some devastating fire over here. This of course makes it necessary that these forces hold. The next attack wave is coming up. We can see that the 2nd Mississippi has abandoned their artillery, meaning that they are about to withdraw. And more enemy artillery is setting up. For now we are officially still looking at a minor defeat, but I think that we can hold out here for a good amount of time. Let's for the moment take a look on our casualties. The battle just begun, but we can already see that we only have 64 casualties, while the enemy in total suffered 253, and they have already lost 4 of their artillery pieces. For now, this battle is very much in our favor. Let's hope that these soldiers get the move on pretty quickly. And that we can hold back this massive tide that is rushing towards us. Enemy batteries are starting to take their toll. I'm going to order these 12-pounder field guns to fire at will. We are going to need some support. Let's also get these 3-inch ordnance rifles forward. And we need to slow down time a little. We need to send some help north. We can see that the enemy is trying to outflank us. Men from Rhode Island, you are needed at the front line. The same goes for the soldiers. With that we are hopefully strong enough to hold our center. The enemy is wounded. And our flanking force is starting to move. Very good. Once they are at the target, we should have this battle in the back. For now, we desperately need to hold out. Let's send some more men over here. And let's send some more forces out in the hope that we can flank the enemy. We're also going to send this division north. Come on, man, get up here. We need to deliver as much help as we could possibly get. The morale of these soldiers is not the best, even though they have not seen combat yet. Let's get these men up. And our field guns have taken one casualty, but we are still able to hit the enemy. We might be able to send our cavalry around the flank, but I think this would take too much time. And the 1st Brigade has almost reached their target. The New Jersey Brigade is still coming up, and we can see that the enemy has deployed one brigade over here to counter us. And there is the first of our brigades routed. It is the New Jersey State Militia. Let's hope that this is going to be the last brigade that is going to rout for a long time. I'm going to order these men to fall back for now. This way we should hopefully get out of a massive amount of enemy fire. Come on, man. We need to fall back just a little bit so that you get out of the enemy range, so that you can pick off 1 or 2 units at a time. Let's get these soldiers forward and into battle. And we can see that the enemy is sending a detachment to deal with our guns. Let's hope that these guns can rotate and hit them. I'm also going to send these soldiers forward to blast away this enemy detachment. If we lose our flanking battery, we are going to be in a world of hurt. And the enemy is sending their brigade forward. Let's get our soldiers into battle. Come on, man. Our northern flank cannot hold out forever. These artillery pieces are taking some casualties, but so are these detachments. They are taking 2 casualties, meaning that they should hopefully break soon. Remaining morale of our soldiers is looking somewhat okay. We can see that the enemy artillery is taking some more casualties, but they have replaced their losses with skirmishers. These artillery pieces are able to hit the enemy flank, and some more reinforcements are coming up. Let's get the 2nd New Jersey Militia forward to outflank the enemy over here. And we can see that the 55th Virginia is stopped in front of our lines. These men are ordered to move, but it is taking them a sweet load of time. And these men are still marching up. Let's reform our ranks over here. And 91 casualties for the 3rd New Jersey Militia, but we are still pouring it onto the enemy. Over here some enemy forces are marching up, but they are getting outflanked. And we soon should have dealt with this detachment. All of our soldiers are able to hit the enemy. Very good. Some of them should be in canister range. And this brigade is about to cross. 55th Virginia is getting outflanked, and we can see that the 6th Louisiana is still holding back with 160 soldiers. Let's get these men up and destroy this regiment. These New Yorkers are going to be ordered forward on the 6th Louisiana. And we can see that the enemy not really has a lot of reserves left. They have some soldiers trickling in over there. And some cavalry that is moving behind their lines. We have driven back this detachment, very good, but these guns are broken. Can we get them back on their weapons? This would be amazing. Over here we're going to send the 8th Connecticut on the side. Maybe this allows us to outflank these soldiers. The 12th New York Infantry only has 150 soldiers. We need to make sure that they are not getting slaughtered completely. And over here the 4th New Jersey State Militia is low on ammunition. We are going to send these men forward and ordering these one to fall back. Let's preserve some of our manpower. 39th New York Infantry is wavering, but we have the enemy directly in front of us. Thanks to our flanking fire, these forces should break quickly. The same goes over here. We have the first enemy unit falling back. The 6th Louisiana is still on the field, and we can see that the enemy is committing more forces to this flank. And the soldiers took an unnecessary detour to our own camp. Let's get them forward. It looks like the enemy is now breaking off more forces from the advance over here. Men from Connecticut, if possible, take over those guns, and once again I'm ordering you to advance on the flank of the enemy. These men need to fall back for a minute. Oh well, I think they actually don't. The 21st Georgia is wavering. Let's order them to shoot further onto the enemy. These men are switching place, very good. Infantry, fire on long range. These New Yorkers have taken some casualties, but the 6th Louisiana is still on the field. They have 16 men available. Let's get some reinforcements up. Come on, men, move forward. 6th Alabama is on the field. They are approaching. We need to capture this high ground over the enemy lines. 29th, why are you wavering? You're fighting a much worse opponent. And we can see that the 39th New York also broke. Over here we have routed another enemy unit. And these men from the New Jersey State Militia need to fall back. They are about to break. Let's get our soldiers forward. And I was hoping that we have this unit dealt with by now. So far the enemy is not really focusing much to our western flank. Everything they have is focusing to the northwest. Come on, 1st Kentucky, moves forward. 41st New York, also move forward. You men can hit the 6th Louisiana if necessary. They only have 150 soldiers. And it looks like they are about to break the 29th New York. Let's order these men to fall back. Come on, we need help over in the north. The enemy is slowly taking more casualties. They should bleed out over some time. This detachment is now here. They're able to open up on the enemy. And I want them to focus on the enemy guns or infantry. Over here we have another enemy unit routed. I guess it was artillery. And I'm willing to send this entire division north to set up as reinforcements. Six Alabama is taking casualties. They are still on the field. Let's send some soldiers out to hit them. And over here the 6th Louisiana is still fighting. Let's get these men from Kentucky forward. Well, the same goes for these New Yorkers. We need to hit the enemy flank. Come on, gentlemen, how long can it take to kill off 100 soldiers? Well, these men are getting outflanked. Come on, men, focus on the enemy in front of you. Over here they're trying to force a breakthrough. Our guns are focusing on them. This is very good. Let's hope that we can hold out long enough. Reinforcements are en route, but it is going to take them a couple minutes until they're there. Let's get these men forward on the men from Louisiana. And these soldiers can get forward on the enemy on the other side of the river. We're able to drive a couple of them back, thanks to our flanking fire. And we can see that some of our soldiers are getting low on ammunition. The 32nd Pennsylvania Infantry is taking some casualties. They are also not in any form of protection. The 3rd New Jersey State Militia is basically out of the fight. Let's hope we can send them over on this flank to at least do something to the enemy. But over here reinforcements are arriving. Let's send those soldiers from Pennsylvania forward. They're going to take over the 4th New Jersey State Militia. They have also bled severely. Once our reinforcements are there, they can withdraw. The 3rd, where are you thinking you're going? These men need to rush forward. And over here we have a free-for-all on these retreating units. They're now sending their last reserves over on this flank. Let's get these soldiers into position and build up a battle line. Come on, let me click that. Thank you. Commanders, move forward. Well, these men are now obviously getting outflanked. Let's order them to retreat. They can't do a lot over here. Come on, man. Let's get forward. Let's brighten the front line. Over here, the 6th Georgia is coming up. They have already taken 100 casualties. Our 6-pounder field guns should be able to lay down devastating fire on them. And the 4th can withdraw. We can see that our reinforcements are coming up and the rest are also about to set up over here. These men are now fleeing. Let's get them into protection. And over here we can get on the flank of these soldiers from Tennessee. We have now turned this fight into a minor victory. We can see that the enemy flanking force is setting up over here. They have a couple units from Virginia, it seems. But they're already quite under strength. 5th Brigade only has 400 soldiers. meaning that there's really not a lot for them that they can do. Unless, of course, our soldiers turn tail and run. This is some very good fire from our soldiers. This switch of these men has worked fantastically. Let's order these men to fire on long range. Anything else would not really work. First Kentucky battery took 4 casualties. And they have apparently given up their guns. Yes, those were those who had those 6-pounder field guns. These men are still pouring it onto the enemy. And over here our artillery line should focus back on counter battery fire. It looks like they are already doing that. Let's get these guns over here. And we can see that the 2nd Tennessee is apparently trying to charge our lines. And over here we are almost ready to hit enemy artillery. Let's get these men forward. We need to be careful about this exposed flank of ours. Come on, man. These men from Kentucky, I want them to charge. The enemy is not in the position to hold that. Over here we have Brazil's artillery. They have only 8 soldiers. Already they took 4 casualties. We should be able to drive them away quickly. Yes, what a glorious charge from our men from Kentucky. They have now the enemy on the fallback. Their flank is exposed. Let's hit them once more. We are taking casualties, but we are also inflicting an awful lot on them. Come on, man, you now just need to hold out. The enemy is outflanked, they are also outnumbered. We should have an easy time overwhelming them. And there is the enemy artillery line falling back. Yes, we can see that the enemy is routing and it looks like we have destroyed an entire regiment. Our men are now outflanked, they have trouble disengaging. Let's open up on Hampton's Legion. Hampton's Legion has taken over 160 casualties in our glorious charge. Let's get our New Yorkers forward. Over here, these men from New Jersey need to hold our flank. And the rest of us is approaching the river line. Let's get the men up. Kentucky open on the 1st Texas. And the rest of our soldiers are pushing forward. Over here the 39th New York has recovered. Let's send those men forward. We are outflanking the enemy on multiple sides. And we can see that the 12th New York infantry is very low on ammunition. I'm going to order them to fall back. They do not have a lot of soldiers anyway. And we are going to replace them. We have now routed the 17th North Carolina. And we're going to punish the enemy severely for trying to cross. Over here, these soldiers are a very tempting target. I'm going to send out some skirmishers to shield our advance. And I'm going to order these soldiers forward. Come on, where is your detachment? Let's get them up first. Let's try to hit those soldiers. Over here we are vastly outflanking the enemy. We can see that their artillery positions now seem vulnerable. Let's get these soldiers up there and hunt them down. The 5th New Jersey Infantry somehow made it on the other side of the river. Very good, and we can see routing units streaming past our lines. Over here we are taking casualties, but we are still holding out. The commander of the 4th Brigade is wounded in action. Let's get him behind our lines. The 1st Rhode Island Infantry is also about to break. Let's order them to fall back. We have these soldiers here to replace them. Now they are routed. Most unfortunate. But we're going to do the best that we can to keep our soldiers in a fighting shape. The 2nd New Jersey Militia is also about to break, but we do not really have reserves at the moment. These men need to fight on long range. Nope, do not do that. Stop it. You're going to stay here, you're going to fire on long range, and then you're going to destroy the artillery. More enemy forces are withdrawing over on this side. And these men need to get forward to deal with the enemy. Open fire, men, do not rush forward. Just open fire. Our men are now getting outflanked. I wonder why. Well, actually, I do not wonder. I know exactly why. And over here, these soldiers are finally able to hit the enemy artillery. Multiple of our regiments have decided to fire on long range and are now taking casualties as a consequence of that. We are sending reinforcements forward. We have turned this battle into a minor victory. Let's have a look on our casualties. We can see that we have suffered 288 killed, 1,200 wounded and 250 soldiers missing. In total we have lost 1,830 of our soldiers, about 12% of our entire force. We have also lost 6 artillery pieces. On the Confederate side, however, they have suffered over 510 killed, 1,900 wounded and 540 soldiers missing, meaning that they have lost close to 3,000 soldiers, 18% of their entire corps, and they have also lost 11 artillery pieces. And now with our forces arriving on the enemy flank, hopefully able to destroy more and more of their guns, we should have an easy time defeating this enemy. Over here we need to send our soldiers forward so that we can deal with the 28th Virginia. And these men need to come up over here. Our forces are getting ready. The men from Rhode Island are wavering. Obviously they are. They have dealt with the enemy head on. And we can see that some of our forces are wavering as they're trying to get into position. Men fire on long range. We have these units wavering. Can we send some of them back? I think it would be best to send the 14th New Jersey State Militia back. And we can send the 8th Kentucky forward as our last reserve. Everyone else is in contact with the enemy and we are slowly making progress. Let's get forward and if possible hit their artillery detachments. And get the men closer to the river so that we can deliver flanking fire. And to also benefit from the protection that the underbrush is going to give us. Over here this artillery detachment is still doing some good work. Let's focus them on counter battery fire for the moment. These men need to shift a little. Very good. Now we are hitting the enemy flank. We can see that some artillery is trying to withdraw. They only have 5 soldiers left. Maybe we are able to wipe them out completely during their retreat. How's the situation over here looking? The 28th Virginia took 20 casualties. Their guns are still looking quite well. And the 49th has not been in contact yet. We are taking some casualties. Obviously, our casualties are going to be higher than those of the enemy, as they have artillery support. Haste detachment should be driven back shortly. And then we should be able to cross the river. Over here, these men can move forward on the enemy flank. Hunton's detachment is there. And we can see that the 2nd New Jersey State Militia got routed. They've taken almost 100 casualties. And our men can be assigned a pearl. And I think deadly volleys would be a good one. These men are getting outflanked by enemy artillery, but the artillery is not focusing on them. And these men are still able to deliver fire onto the enemy. Can we get those men forward? Not really, not really. Let's get them behind our lines. And let's prepare them to cross. Over here we are still dealing with the enemy. They've now taken a lot more casualties, but our casualties are also rising. Let's get the 29th New York Infantry forward. Over here we need to be careful that these soldiers are not getting massacred, but we have a good option to shell the 32nd Virginia. We can see that the 11th Georgia is over here. They have taken over some artillery. And we are able to hit them. Let's get some help up. These men are now only stable. I doubt that we can get them out of there. The fight over here is going well. Our soldiers are slowly repositioning. Their artillery line is still holding on. They have taken 13 casualties and 12 casualties. We might be able to wipe out the Washington artillery over here. Come on, man. Get in better positions. We need to get ready to cross the river to help our beleaguered soldiers. 11th Georgia, who are they shooting at? Still shooting down, seems like. And the 5th New Jersey is now trying to get behind our lines again, it seems. Let's order them to fall back. The morale of the enemy is now starting to shift, but I do not want to lose those soldiers. They've taken over 100 casualties, and it is questionable at best if they could withdraw. 3rd New Jersey, you need to... 3rd New Jersey just routed within the first contact of the enemy. Let's get our men ready. These soldiers need to fall back. We have routed another enemy unit. These men do not approach the enemy. Fall back. We have taken some casualties, but we are still looking very good. Hartman's detachment is under fire, and the 5th New Jersey is about to break. We are about to destroy the 7th Louisiana. These men are rushing forward. I do not know why. Let's send help up. We have broken those units. Let's send the first units to cross. Come on, men, and let's get ready. We have broken another unit over there. The 29th New York is wavering. And over here the 28th Virginia is still holding strong. First Arkansas Battery suffered 2 casualties. The 28th Virginia suffered 69. Our men have most likely suffered even worse. But we are still doing a good job. These men are still on the field. They are ordered to fall back. Let's hope that they're going to do so without getting broken. And over here, this detachment needs to open fire. Yes, it looks like they are firing onto the enemy. We can see more of their forces are now starting to rout as the day comes to a close. Let's order our soldiers to open fire on the Washington battery. 16 casualties so far, and we can see that the 39th New York is falling back. Let's get these men up. And over here, this skirmish is still going on. Further to the north, we can see that the 24th Georgia is still on the field. They are a massive regiment, but more of their forces are withdrawing. Very good. 2nd Rhode Island is still on the field. They are still doing what they can to hold back the enemy. Let's get the 32nd Pennsylvania forward, and the same goes with the 2nd New Hampshire Infantry. With that, we should hopefully have the manpower advantage to drive back the enemy. The same goes with the 27th Pennsylvania. With that, we should be able to hit the 21st Georgia. We have now officially routed Klingman's detachment, and Washington's artillery is also about to break. Let's get our soldiers over the river. We have another unit on this side of the river, the 2nd Rhode Island Infantry, however they made it there. Let's send the 5th New Jersey Infantry forward to help them. Come on, everyone, move up, move up, move up. I'm going to order you to attack the enemy so that you are actually crossing the river. We can see that the 28th Virginia is now down to 126 soldiers. This detachment is about to be driven back. And the 41st New York has suffered 67 casualties. '21st Georgia is now getting repelled, and they're suffering from our flanking fire. Very good. Kill them off, boys. We can see that Klingman's detachment is trying to get back to them. Over here, more of the enemy artillery is routed. And we can see that McRae's detachment is still on the field. They also have a couple units in reserve, and our own lines struggle to set up. Over here, the 2nd Florida battery is now back in action, but they have abandoned their artillery. And it looks like the enemy has found some soldiers that are willing to die still. Let's get this attack going. Come on, man, move over the river. As it looks like we might need to withdraw those forces if the enemy pressure gets too high. '25th Virginia is down to 100 soldiers. They are still fighting valiantly. But I think we need to stop this attack. The enemy is sending more reinforcements, and we do not have anything that is guarding our main line at the moment. We're going to order those soldiers to fall back to make sure that our lines are protected. This detachment is going to remain on the field as long as possible to buy us some time. The rest of our forces over here are withdrawing. Command for those units can of course get over the river. And it is now time that we press the offensive further. Let's get the men up. And we are starting to hit the enemy flank. These men are withdrawing in good order. These soldiers can still buy us some time. Our HQs are getting over. This is looking very good. Over here fighting is coming to a crawl. The 27th Pennsylvania is currently withdrawing. And I want the 4th New Jersey to take position over here. Come on, man, destroy those detachments. Well, these men are coming up. Very good. And it looks like their reinforcements are making way to us. We have routed another enemy unit. Very nice. Over here another enemy unit is falling back. Let's send the men forward. And we are now about to attack the last remaining forces of the enemy. Maybe within a couple volleys this battle is going to be over. First Arkansas is there, they are willing to die. Let's give them everything that we have. They only have 170 soldiers. And we have them surrounded on multiple sides. This detachment is miraculously still holding. Our soldiers are falling back. This unit, I would love if they could withdraw, but I do not have any form of command over them. If necessary, we still have our cavalry in the area. We are now hitting them from multiple sides. The first Arkansas should be driven back shortly. They have taken over 230 casualties. Yes, there they are withdrawing. Very good. Let's push over here. And let's get the men forward. This detachment has been repelled. And our soldiers are still trying to get back to our mainline. Let's get the command forward. And the 3rd Rhode Island needs to deal with those soldiers that are forming up on our flank. The rest of our men can push forward. We can see that the 26th Georgia is on the field. And looks like the majority that the enemy still has left is going to be their commanding officers. 2nd Florida is marching up to our flank. Very good. They have it exposed. We should have an easy time dealing with them. 3rd Rhode Island is outnumbered, but the enemy is already wavering. Yes, there is the 2nd Florida falling back already. And the enemy force is starting to make some moves on us. We are about to reach our own battle line again. And we now have 17 o'clock. This day is going to come to a close rather shortly. And we need to be careful about those soldiers. They have the 17th North Carolina moving up. They're also now withdrawing. Let's at least send some help up over here. Come on, man. You can fall back. And these men need to hit the enemy further. We have the Rhode Island artillery. I do not know why they are advancing. Definitely not what I ordered. What are you doing? No, man, don't throw your lives away. We need to send some soldiers up to help those fools. I do not want to lose those valuable guns simply because someone is trying to play the hero here. They've now taken 8 casualties. What a surprise. We are sending help up and we are driving back the enemy one step at a time. We are ordered to move forward to this location. I have not been paying attention to that, but it's also hardly matters. We have the Hampton's Legion coming up. Let's order some soldiers south to deal with that. And let's order also some of our soldiers that have previously retreated forward. With that we might be able to wipe out Hampton's Legion for good. These artillery pieces made it back with their batteries intact, it seems. At least something. But their casualties were completely avoidable. They're trying to set up over here again. And we are hitting Hampton's Legion. They are now completely outflanked. They have taken over 170 casualties. And we are hitting them from multiple sides. Let's get the men forward and let's finish this battle off. Over here the 5th New Jersey is fighting off a much stronger enemy. The 3rd Georgia battery is still on the field. Let's make sure that they are not coming back. And over here we have routed Hampton's Legion once more. Well, we need to send some help over on this direction. And these New Yorkers are going to fall back to our main defensive line. If the enemy once more tries to attack over here, we can simply rush them out again. We are routing more and more of their forces. And we are basically just cleaning up the battlefield now. Come on, man. Press on, press on, press on. Nightfall is about to set in. Over here the 8th New York is fighting off the 17th North Carolina. They have over 500 soldiers. Let's send some help. And we can see that we are starting to get outflanked over here. The 27th Georgia is coming up again. Multiple enemy units are now routed. The night should bring an end to this battle, and I believe that the enemy is also going to withdraw during the night. Let's take a final look on our casualties. So far we have suffered 2,600 casualties, while the enemy suffered 4,100, meaning that we have lost over 17% of our force, while the enemy suffered 26% total losses. They have also lost the majority of their artillery. And we were also able to kill a lot more of their forces than they were able to kill from us. These losses, even more than the wounded ones, are going to hurt them severely. We can see that the 27th Georgia is trying to get behind our lines. They are maybe even trying to hunt down our commanding officers. But we now have their flank exposed and we are going to punish that severely. Let's also get our cavalry out to protect our commanding officers. Down here, Hampton's Legion is falling back once more. The 4th New Jersey State Militia is now in danger as more enemy forces are coming up. We need to get them closer to our lines. And the enemy is now on the retreat. Very good. And now we are victorious. I have to be honest, I didn't plan for this fight to become a major engagement, but I am not going to complain as we were able to achieve a major federal victory. The enemy attacked us with over 16,300 soldiers, and at the end of the day 4,700 of them became casualties. On our side we had 15,700 soldiers at our disposal and only lost 2,700 of them. This was a massive and glorious victory for our side. And here we have the battlefield report in writing. The Battle of Aldie has ended with the army of the Potomac retreating in a panic. My command has earned us a total victory with the enemy army running for their lives. The enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 4,738 men, thereof 768 killed and 1,549 captured. Their morale is believed to be unstable. Our casualties total 2,702 men with 446 killed, 385 missing and the rest wounded. Morale is confident with supply situation critical. We have captured 2,959 rifles and 7 guns from the battlefield. 1,549 enemy soldiers have been captured and taken to our POW camps. And after our glorious victory at Aldie, the enemy army is now in retreat. And with this absolutely massive battle now over, I think this is a good point to end the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.